on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Live from Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa. This is Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. For auto, home, and life insurance, call Alfa. Also brought to you in part by Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com or your local Ford dealer and score a Ford SUV today. Coke Zero Sugar, and refreshingly delicious. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Bud Light, it's for the fans. And by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Now, live from Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa, this is Hey Coach.
Roll Tide and welcome to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. For auto, home, and life insurance, call Alfa. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover, alongside our producer and engineer, Tom Stipe, and we're glad you're with us tonight at Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa. Calendars turn to April as we enter the final month of shows for this season, but we're excited that in the weeks ahead, we'll be getting you set for Crimson Tide football. Alabama football is back for the Golden Flake A-Day game on Saturday, April 22nd. Admission is free at Bryant-Denny Stadium, and fans should plan to arrive early for all the festivities before the annual spring game at 2 p.m. A-Day is part of a full weekend of Alabama sports in Tuscaloosa. Visit RolledTide.com for details. With football in mind, we'll be visiting in our second half hour tonight with Crimson Tide running back Jase McClellan to check in on spring practice and learn more about Jase's Alabama career. In our first half hour, we'll hit the golf links with women's golf head coach Mick Potter. The Crimson Tide is preparing for the SEC Championships next week in Birmingham, and we'll hear from Coach Potter shortly. To join us tonight on the show, give us a call on the Yellowhammer Brewing hotline at 877-202-BAMA. Fans, you can keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app, presented by Cadence Bank. Available at the App Store and Google Play. Download the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app now for free. You're listening to Hey Coach from Baumhower's Victory Grille, the official watch party location of the Crimson Tide. Mick Potter joins us next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Treatment Company, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood is championship quality lumber for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. No rot, no decay, no termites, no problems. Just wood treated right. To locate your local Everwood store, visit everwoodtreatment.com. Everwood Treatment, official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations, exposing themselves to an agent that eliminates their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's today for a free evaluation.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Hello there, my name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you know you're going to get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
You can trust your car to the place with the star to get you to the things you love or travel near and far. With Texaco at your side, life can be a lovely ride. So trust your car to the Texaco star.
When you fill up with Texaco with Techron, you get unbeatable mileage to help make your adventures bigger than ever. Download the Texaco app to find a station near you.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the Ferguson Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryant Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
This segment of Hey Coach is presented by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. With zero sugar and refreshingly delicious, is Coca-Cola Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself. We're glad to welcome you back to Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa. This is Roger Hoover. Now, please be joined by the head women's golf coach here at the University of Alabama, Mick Potter. Roll Tide, Coach.
Roll Tide. Thanks for having me.
Certainly good to have you here. We understand you have some of your team here with us tonight as well.
Yeah, what a surprise when I walked in the door.
Who do we have?
We have Benedetta Moresco and Taylor Keogh and Caitlin Schroeder and Isabella Vanderbeest.
Very good. Well, I know they're excited to be here for you joining us tonight on Hey Coach, as this is, I'm sure, an exciting time of the year for you. First of all, for your golf team gearing up for next week in the SEC Championships.
Well, like I told them, best time of the year. The weather's better. We've been playing off wet ground and cold and windy, and it's kind of fun to be out there now. Big tournaments, meaningful. Masters Week also, and I just came back from Augusta watching Caitlin play in the Augusta National Women's Amateur. So yeah, spring is in the air, and it's a great time for golf.
We're certainly excited about that. Look forward to talking more about her experience at Augusta coming up in just a little bit. But for this team this season, what have you learned about this group as the weeks have gone on this year?
Well, we were young and inexperienced. We had a couple girls that played some last year, but not all the time. And that has shown itself at times to be a little bit of a problem. So, at times we've been the best team in the country, and at times we haven't been as good as we should be. So if we can get it all together in one tournament, there's no telling what we can do, and we're just working hard every day to make that happen.
And again, finally some good weather. We know the Liz Murphy Collegiate was canceled the final round. You were expected to play there in Athens, Georgia. So what has the last week or so been like gearing up for next week?
Well, we also were rained out the final round in Augusta, which we kind of needed to play those rounds. So we're playing a lot among ourselves to try to make up for that competitive loss. So, I think it's important to understand that no matter where you are right now, you have to shoot a score. And it might not be what you love to play with, but you still have to shoot a score. So we're working on that, working on improving the things that we need to improve to make that easier.
So again, next week it'll be the Crimson Tide participating in the 2023 SEC Women's Golf Championships at Greystone Country Club in Birmingham. What can you tell us about the course?
Well, last year at this time I would have said I know everything about it. It's been renovated. The greens are going to be firm, I know, because they're new. Anytime you change greens, they're firm for a while. So, we're going to have to figure out where to land the ball, to have it bounce and roll to the hole. That's going to be the most important thing. And, just playing intelligently. And, it's doable, same course for everybody. And we've played there a lot. Unfortunately, it kind of hurt us when they made that the permanent site, because we used to play there a lot. And now we can't. So, but we're in the area. It's a short trip over there. Everybody gets mad because we have such an easy time getting to Birmingham. So, rest is important at this time of year. Nutrition, hydration, all those things starting this week, getting ready for next week are important. So the girls need to realize that and take it seriously.
And admission is free to every round to the public. Tee times will be available on RolledTide.com as we get closer to the event, and that has to be really exciting for you, knowing that there's going to be a lot of crimson around the greens cheering on your players.
Yeah, and I'm sure the girls will join me in inviting everybody that has a chance to be out there. Stroke play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. The top 8 teams going to match play, quarterfinals in the morning on Saturday, semis in the afternoon, and then the finals are on Sunday. And that's televised.
That's really exciting for the Crimson Tide coming up next week. And I feel like I ask you this nearly every time we talk, but for golf being such an individual sport, how do you try to make sure everyone's on the same page, has the right approach going into a tournament like this?
Well, it is an individual sport, and the lower each one of them can shoot, the better that our team is. But everybody on the team needs to know that they're depending on each other, and so everybody needs to do the right thing and be accountable to each other. And I think it's important they all know that whoever is out there on their team is giving it their best and doing their best again from this week forward to make themselves the best they can be next week.
Really great time of the year for golf, and we'll be talking more about that with Coach Potter when we return in just a few moments, as we're with you live tonight from Baumhower's Victory Grille, where you can visit Baumhower's and save a few bucks with their Inflation Bites menu. Go easy on your wallet and try one of the new affordable favorites today. Visit Baumhower's Victory Grille, the official watch party location for all things Alabama Crimson Tide. Legendary fun, legendary food. We'll be back with more in just a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
It's time for today's STEM tip. Okay, you know recycling is important. No one wants plastic in the ocean. Here's a cool way to repurpose a plastic bottle. Build an awesome terrarium. Cut a large plastic bottle in half and fill the base with sand, pebbles, potting soil, and your favorite plant. I chose an African violet. Put the top of the bottle over your base and place it in the sun. Your plant will grow sealed in its own ecosystem. Fun, right? Learn more at She Can STEM. A message from the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Here's a fun fact for you. The average chameleon can point their eyes in 2 different directions. On the other hand, the average human can't. So unless you're a chameleon, there's absolutely no way you can focus on texting and driving at the same time. So don't do it, unless you're a chameleon.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Roger Hoover continuing our conversation with women's golf head coach Mick Potter as we start to zero in on this current Crimson Tide team. That before we start talking about the golf they've displayed this year, how about the work done by your ladies in the classroom?
Well, as I was just mentioning, we had the highest GPA last semester, just beating out gymnastics. And, we hope to continue that trend. But, we also would like to excel on the golf course as well.
Definitely understand that. Well, speaking about your current team, what can you tell us about the play right now of Sarah Edwards? This is her first year at Alabama from Florida Gulf Coast.
Sarah's played great. She struggled at the end of last year, but has become a very solid player this year. She's had a couple injuries, and if she were completely healthy, I think she'd be even better, and she's really got a bright future ahead of her, very technically sound. Great girl, works really hard, so I'm looking for big things from her.
Excited to see the progress she continues to make. And how about someone that's here with us tonight, Benedetta Moresco?
Well, what can you say about Benedetta? She's an All-American. She's a world-class amateur golfer. She's our team leader, and we're depending on her in the postseason to lead us onward again.
How much does it help that she was able to play so many high-profile events in the offseason internationally? How does it help her game here?
Well, there's no substitute for experience in this game, and experience against the best players in the world is even more valuable. Seeing how you stack up, learning from it, making a plan to get better. She's very organized. She's really good at that. But playing in the Arnold Palmer Cup for the European team, or international team, I should say, and that playing in that led to bigger tournaments for her. She played an LPGA event. She's played in the U.S. Open. Those things are just so valuable to your progress and your experience.
Really excited to see the progress she will continue to make for Alabama. And then somebody that's a newcomer this season, Kennedy Adams, is a freshman, but I understand playing some great golf in her first year here.
She's done very well. Kennedy won a mini tour event last year, tied for the lead. And in a really interesting gesture, she gave the professional the first place check and didn't go into a playoff, which was pretty classy of her. But to have that kind of game against professionals at that time, she brings a load of experience to us as well. And, I've always been impressed. She was able to qualify for the U.S. Amateur and the junior girls pretty much every year she tried. And that's a one-day, one-round qualifier, so that's difficult. And to get through that and do it time after time, pretty impressive.
That was such a high-character move for her. How proud were you of her in that moment and her family?
Well, to have the presence to know what it would mean to the professional in terms of, is she able to afford the rest of her year? Where does it put her on the money list? All those things are take some presence to understand. And, and I think Kennedy is just a first-class girl, and she did the right thing, made a great gesture, and I'm proud of her.
That's really great to see. And then another freshman that's made an impact for you this season is Taylor Kehoe.
Taylor's from Canada. Known her for a while. And she won. One of the most impressive things you can do is win on a venue that is world class. And she won the Dye Junior at Crooked Stick this past summer and won over par for 54 holes. You don't fake your way around that place, and we were there, and it is a hard golf course, and she played great, and great future ahead of her. She's done a lot. She's one of the best players in Canada for sure, and one of the best juniors in North America.
We'll talk about your signing class coming up in our next segment, but along with them, plus what you have this season, some of the young ladies we just talked about, that's going to make you even more excited about what's ahead for Alabama.
Well, I think our future is very bright. And again, we had some girls miss with injuries, and it's been a little bit up and down as far as our lineup is concerned, who's ready to play. So everybody's getting a chance, and the more opportunity you have, more experience you get, the better your team's going to be. We have some good players coming in. We got a lot of experience this year, so I'm really looking forward to the future, but I'm really looking forward to next week and see if we can break down that wall.
And the SEC Championships are coming up next week at Greystone Country Club in Birmingham from April 12th to the 16th. And every round is going to be free to the public, so certainly hope you can cheer on the Crimson Tide next week. And when we come back, we'll be talking about some of the signees for Alabama women's golf moving forward. But before we go to break, I wanted to remind you that the Everwood Performance of the Week goes to Alabama swimmer Derek Moss, who recently won the Men's NCAA Swimming and Diving Elite 90 Award at the NCAA Championships in Minneapolis. This marks the first time an Alabama swimmer or diver has ever won the award. Congratulations to Derek Moss. He is our Everwood Performance of the Week, brought to you by Everwood, wood treated right. More with Coach Potter coming up next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
We've all been caught up in the little chores that pile up every day.
Tide fans, flu season is just around the corner, and the Alabama Department of Public Health wants to remind Tide fans that this year it's more important than ever to get your flu shot. Research shows that it's possible to have the flu and COVID-19 at the same time. This flu season, protect yourself and the people around you from flu and help reduce the strain on your local healthcare system, who is still responding to the COVID-19 pandemic. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/flu.
When time matters most, you go with what's tried and true. That's tried and true John Deere equipment and Tri-Green service. Tough chores don't stand a chance with a John Deere 4044M tractor. And right now you can get one with 0% financing. With a 43 horsepower engine, power reverser transmission, and a 10-year powertrain warranty, this John Deere helps you work with confidence day after day. So stop by one of our 29 Alabama and Tennessee locations or visit us online at TriGreenEquipment.com.
Offer ends January 31, 2023. 0% APR for 60 months, subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
At CB&S Bank, we've been into meeting the needs of our customers since 1906. Whether you're buying a home or auto or consolidating debt, CB&S Bank's personal loans are on point, or setting new business goals. Our lineup of commercial loans can help you achieve them. At CB&S Bank, we're proud to sponsor the University of Alabama Athletics, and even prouder to take the field or court with you. Visit cbsbank.com today. All loans subject to credit approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Angela, an employee at BASF in Alabama. As a chemist, I love working with a company who wins by offering great benefits to its team members. With great chemistry, anything is possible. At BASF, we create chemistry around the world through our people and our products. To join a winning team and a great place to work, visit BASF.US/Alabama. That's BASF.US/Alabama. BASF, we create chemistry.
This segment of Hey Coach is presented by Homewood Suites by Hilton in downtown Tuscaloosa. Make yourself at home and stay in comfort and enjoy the great options of the on-site 205 bar and restaurant. Homewood Suites by Hilton in Tuscaloosa, proud preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide. We're back at Baumhower's Victory Grille. Roger Hoover alongside Mick Potter, the women's golf head coach, as everybody is really starting to think about golf this week. It's Masters Week, and you had a chance, along with Caitlin Schroeder, to go to Augusta this past week and see her compete.
Right. Well, Caitlin, first of all, I should say she was Player of the Year in the American Junior Golf Association's #1 ranked player in the class of 2023. And because of that and some of the tournaments she won, she was invited to play in the Augusta National Women's Amateur. Watched her play at Champions Retreat Wednesday and Thursday. Great experience for her. Hard golf course. She did really well under the circumstances. Never been there before. And you compete and been against a few girls that have played a lot of golf on that golf course. So it's tough if you haven't played it before. She's here in school redshirting, and kind of hard to leave her at home sometimes, but it'll pay dividends in the future.
That's really exciting to see. And, of course, Benedetta Moresco played in that event last year, did very well, and the final round was played at Augusta National. What was it like being there for that event?
She played great at Augusta National and really solidified her place at Champions Retreat, too, playing well there. There's nothing like it, right? It's such a hallowed place in golf history, and to see her out there and playing well and handling herself the way she did was just tremendous honor for our program and for her and her family.
Yeah, we talk about goosebumps moment. I mean, you're watching one of your players in the amen corner making all the shots that we're going to see all the pros make later this week. That has to be good, not only for you to see that for one of your own players, but the growth of women's golf as well.
Well, I mean, the first tournament I think was 4 years ago, right? And it has become the main event in amateur women's golf. So, every time I come back, I say, girls, if you have a minute to practice, you need to use it to get ready to try to play your way into this tournament, because there's nothing like it. and it's an experience that Caitlin will never forget, her first one, hopefully the first of a few. But it's something to strive for and practice for and work hard for, because it's there for you.
It really is. Is there a favorite spot for you on that course?
I think around 11, 12, 13 probably is a place where you can move around and see a lot. The rest of it gets kind of crowded. So I went to a lot of Masters when I was at Furman. So I'm a little hesitant to go in there and fight that crowd now. But if our girls are there, we want to be there.
Did you have any favorite moments you got to see live and in person during that time?
I don't recall any that stick out in my mind. And really what I would do is I'd go Sunday morning and then I'd drive back to Greenville and watch the finish on TV. So the exciting finish is I was sitting in my living room.
That's great. Well, you're going to be doing what all of us are going to be doing coming up this week, paying attention, of course, to the Masters as your team gets set for the SEC Championships next week. And before we stop talking about the signees, I know Harriet Lockley is also playing at the top of her game as well.
Yeah, Harriet is playing for Wales. She lives just across the border in Somerset, England. But she is really has done well over the last 2 years. Classy girl, works really hard, and has won. She's won a couple tournaments the last 2 weeks. But gosh, they play a tournament every week over there, it seems like. So again, we talk about experience. She has a lot of it. The times we've been able to see her play, she's done well in the British girls and the European team. So we're excited about her. She's excited to be here. She has relatives in Birmingham, Alabama, and you have to be careful when you talk to people in Great Britain because they say Birmingham. Yeah, England. So yeah, she'll be here in August, and Caitlin will get started. We'll be ready to go.
We're looking forward to that. And we were talking a little bit about it just a moment ago. The sports and all of college sports have changed with the transfer portal. Transfers on this roster for you right now. Just how have you gone about assembling the roster for not only this season but future years? What's your recruiting philosophy right now?
Well, we like to have girls that want to be here because it's Alabama and that we've produced a lot of great players. We've had great teams. So, buying into our program and our philosophy is the most important thing. But, if things occur where we need a player, it's nice to have it out there. And I think it's good if you see that you're not going to play, you have an opportunity to better yourself by going somewhere else. You don't get better at golf sitting on the bench, right? You have to play in tournaments, and I would encourage everybody to say, okay, where can I play? And we tell recruits that as well. Like, if you don't think you can play here, you need to go somewhere else. And, we try to be as honest as we can about it. So it's an opportunity. Am I old school? Yeah. But we have to work the system, and that's what the system is.
And then what's your approach to international recruiting? Because you've had players from all over the world come here to Tuscaloosa and play.
Well, I think it's, and I looked not last year but the year before when Oklahoma State and Ole Miss were in the finals. 8 of the 10 girls were international. So I think I can document that it's hard to win a national championship without an international player or two on it, just because that's filling your roster with talent, and you find it wherever you can. And you find girls that want to be at Alabama, that buy into the system wherever you can. And, we're a pretty big name over there, too. So it's easy to kind of get your foot in the door, I would say. And then we find the right person that fits our program and our needs. Hopefully we can convince them to come.
That's really good. Very good progress for Alabama women's golf. We had Jay Sewell on with us last week, the men's golf head coach. I know you guys work in concert really with both of your teams. You got to be thrilled at the progress his group has made this season.
Yeah, they've come a long way since last year. They're over at Mossy Oak playing today. I know they were in third place a little while ago, but I haven't seen where they are now. And the win at Linger Longer after kind of a performance that Jay wasn't expecting the week before. I mean, it just shows you, like, if you stay with it, you never know when it's going to turn around, and it turned around for him. So I've known Jay forever. He was at Anderson. He played the high school tournament at Furman I think he won it, actually, when I was the head pro and golf coach at Furman. So we go way back, and I'm pulling for him.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of Furman University, you had a great honor earlier this season being inducted to the Furman Hall of Fame. What did that mean to you?
Well, it was totally unexpected, first of all. But it did mean a lot. I mean, I was there for a long time. Raised my kids there. Both my kids graduated from Furman. And yeah, I mean, to be thought of that way was a tremendous honor, and the girls that came back for the ceremony, it was great to catch up with them, and loved every minute of that weekend.
That's really special, and I'm sure it's got to be full circle for you as well when you see what they're doing in their lives so many years removed from your time there in Greenville.
Exactly. Yeah, and catching up, and I probably haven't done a great job of as much as I could staying up with them, but finding out where they are, their families are, and what's important to them now, and reminiscing. I mean, the reminiscing, they remember a lot of stuff that I don't, probably selective memory, but we talked about a lot of stories that maybe I wouldn't want to know.
That's right. Well, that's how it works. Well, you got your current team ready to go right now, again, for the SEC Championships next week. Just what do you hope is the focus for your group leading into next week at Greystone?
Well, I think the more we can focus in on the next shot. The only important shot in golf is the next shot. Mason Rudolph, when he was alive in here, used to tell us that all the time. It's the only important one. So, what happened in the past, what happened you think might happen in the future, what you think it might mean, really has nothing to do with how you execute. So executing in the moment, full focus, playing the shot at hand, having neutral focus where, it's just, this is what I have to concentrate on.
I don't know. That's, again, where your focus is going to be gearing up for the SEC Championships. But then for you and this program, what's next after next week?
Well, hopefully regionals, NCAA regionals, and then if we can get through there, the national championship at Greyhawk, and we'd like to get a little revenge on that golf course that hasn't treated us very well. And if we can get ourselves there, I'd like to maybe go a day or two earlier and get more acclimated than we have in the past. But, one tournament at a time, one shot at a time is the only way to handle that.
And then for you in the summer, mostly recruiting, checking out some of the other golfers that are having their international opportunities?
Yeah, we'll go to probably the European girls team, British girls, and then there's a lot of big tournaments here. The junior girls, U.S. Amateur is a big recruiting tournament for us. Sometimes the U.S. Open even, so many juniors in that. So we do some targeted recruiting, like we like this girl, where's she going to be? We're going to be there. And it fills up the summer, and the summer goes pretty quickly.
Well, that's exciting. Again, the SEC Championships are first things first coming up next week at Greystone. Coach Potter, just thank you so much for joining us tonight and giving us your insights, as well as talking about Augusta National. Everyone's thinking about the Masters this week. It's certainly an exciting time, but just thank you for being here tonight. Roll Tide.
Thank you, Roger. Happy Masters Week, everyone, and Roll Tide.
That's Mick Potter, the women's golf head coach here at the University of Alabama. Again, make sure you support Crimson Tide coming up next week at the SEC Women's Golf Championships, held from April 12th to the 16th at Greystone Country Club in Birmingham. Admission to every round is free to the public, and tee times will be available on RolledTide.com as the event gets closer. But we thank Coach Potter for his time. We'll continue with more of Hey Coach coming up in a moment. And Hey Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance. Visit alfainsurance.com to find a local agent for auto, home, and life insurance. Call Alfa. Back with more in just a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients: water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
Here at Payless Drugs, we continue to be just what the doctor ordered. We know getting the medicine you need is especially important during these unique times. And for your safety and convenience, we offer a drive-through at every location. Plus, we have prescription delivery and contactless pickup at all locations. Now's the time to take care of your immunization needs. Stop by any of our convenient locations today.
Just what the doctor ordered. Payless Drugs.
To your children's eyes to see the true magic of a forest. It's a storybook world for them. You look and see a tree. They see the wrinkled face of a wizard with arms outstretched to the sky. They see treasure in pebbles. They see a windy path that could lead to adventure. And they see you, their fearless guide through this fascinating world.
Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is an important message from the Mine Safety and Health Administration. Mining fatalities, accidents, and injuries are preventable. Taking a minute to approach your task safely can protect you and your fellow miners from injury and death. Staying alert and focused can keep you safe. Do it safe. Do it right. Whether buckling a seatbelt or securing equipment, these quick safety measures can prevent injuries and fatalities. Take time. Save lives. For more resources, visit MSHA.gov.
Farming is dangerous. There's dangers all around us.
We go through safety training and try and do these things to make sure accidents don't happen.
You don't want to hit a gas pipe because that's your life. The other part of it is if you hit certain things, you're liable for it.
Farm Safe 811 starts with you. Always call 811 and wait for any underground lines to be marked.
Always keep safety in the back of your mind. Just stay humble.
For more information, go to farmsafe811.org.
JoJo Earl in motion to the right side. Bryce gets the snap, looks right, looks left, has a man catch made. McClellan. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Alabama. 10-yard touchdown play. Bryce to Jase, and the Tide is on top for the first time today.
Stewart on the call of that refreshing Bama highlight that's presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, brewed locally in Alabama and served to fans all across the Southeast. A touchdown call for Jase McClellan, who we hope to catch up with coming up in a few moments here at Baumhower's Victory Grille, as he and the Crimson Tide are literally just getting off the practice field right now after working with Coach Saban, new offensive coordinator Tommy Reese, and of course his running back coach Robert Gillespie. But we look forward to catching up shortly again with Jase McClellan, running back for the Crimson Tide. That was a dynamic scorer for the Crimson Tide, both rushing the football. You remember that long run against Texas, 81 yards to put the Crimson Tide in front 10-3 against the Texas Longhorns earlier in the season. Great, not only rushing with the football, but catching passes as well from Bryce Young, part of a tremendous run this season for the Crimson Tide. So again, Jase McClellan will be joining us coming up in just a few moments. As you're listening tonight to Hey Coach, it's presented by Alfa Insurance for auto, home, and life insurance. Call Alfa. And walking in now to Baumhower's Victory Grille, let's get a round of applause for Crimson Tide running back Jase McClellan. Roll Tide, Jase. He's joining us here on stage here at Baumhower's as we look forward to chatting with him for the next couple segments about this Crimson Tide football team that is fully in the midst of spring practice here in 2023. And Jase joins us now. Roll Tide, man. How's everything going?
Good. It's going good.
I was just telling our listeners that you're coming literally right off the practice field right here to Baumhower's. How was the workout, first of all, this afternoon?
It was a great little practice day. Get some reps in with the team. Get better.
What is most important at this time of the season for you?
Guys getting reps, getting positions that they haven't been in, getting to show their skill sets, getting the new coaches' game plans in, and just working out.
You have a new offensive coordinator in Tommy Reese this season. Have you enjoyed getting to know him over the last few weeks?
Yeah, he's been a great guy. Coming in with some great ideas for the team. Switch up some things. and just better our offense.
Better the offense, and for you, you have the same running back coach in Robert Gillespie. What's it like playing for him?
Coach Gillespie, he's one of the, I would say, one of the great running back coaches. He showed some things to us that we haven't known before. Switching up stuff and just bettering us as people.
Do you like the talent you have in that running back room right now?
Yeah, it's a lot of talent. A lot of guys that can play anywhere else in the nation. But they came here and we all work together. We all better each other.
All pretty competitive, I imagine, as well.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's certainly good to see. Well, we'll continue talking about your spring practice coming up and the journey you've had here at Alabama. But just overall, how much have you enjoyed playing for the Crimson Tide?
I love it. It's just like when we're playing back at home. It's a great football environment. Great fans, great coaches. It's great.
Have you enjoyed interacting with the fans throughout your time here in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, I love it. Especially after the games. Coming out after the tunnel. Greeting the fans, signing jerseys. It's great.
Full Bryant-Denny Stadium, nothing like it, right?
Oh, it's not. Nowhere else.
Well, we look forward to having as many people as we can get for the A-Day game coming up in a few weeks as spring practice will continue. And we will, for a moment, go to the phones. Tonight's first question is brought to you by Alabama 811. You can always contact 811 before you dig to know what's below. Call 811 or visit al811.com. We'll go to the Yellowhammer Brewing Company hotline and check in with Pee Wee, who joins us from Grand Bay, Alabama. Roll Tide, Pee Wee.
Roll Tide, Roger. Jake, how are you doing, sir?
Doing good. What about you?
I'm doing well. I was just wondering, what do you think the attitude of the team has been so far at the beginning of spring practice? Has it been more focused, more attention to detail with all the new stuff? Just how is that? What's your impression of that?
That's one thing we talked about coming into spring practice, attention to detail. And one thing we are hardened on the offensive side of the ball is being physical, being up front, being mentally prepared, less penalties before snap, and just toning that stuff down, bringing up the physicality back.
Thank you for the call, Pee Wee. What are you liking about your offensive line right now? Are they just playing with the physicality you hope to see?
Yeah, those guys up front are being very physical in practice. That's something that I'm telling you that we are working on. And I love to see it.
Well, we're excited for A-Day coming up on April 22nd. We'll talk more about that when we come back in just a few moments. You're listening to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. For auto, home, and life insurance, call Alfa. More with Jase McClellan when we return. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 65 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crisp, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
The way we do work has changed. Where we work, how we work, and the day-to-day challenges we face as businesses have evolved. As organizations continue to adapt, RJ Young is here to help. We're your one-stop for technology solutions that power your business. Whether it's office technology and equipment, managed IT services, business process outsourcing, or digital communications, we can help make your workflows easier, faster, and more efficient so your team can focus on the core of your business. To learn more about what RJ Young can do for you, visit themodernoffice.com.
All right, everyone, let's hit the road.
Mom, who's this?
Oh, that's Michelle. She's our Alpha agent. She helped me file that auto claim fast after that accident last week, so I figured we'd bring her with us.
Breakfast burrito?
All right, 200 miles before we stop. I hope you've all used the bathroom. Michelle, you good?
Before a little thing becomes a big thing, call your Alpha agent.
In SEC sports, the ifs come at you every minute. What if your QB had released the ball a second earlier? What if the head coach hadn't used his last time out? What if your team goes all the way this season? If you love the tradition, if you live for the rivalry, if you can't wait each week for the absolute edge of your seat action, Regions is right there with you as the official bank of the SEC.
Regions can't help you with the F's in sports. Regions helps you embrace the infinite life.
Member FDIC.
Yellowhammer Brewing is proud to sponsor the Alabama Crimson Tide. Yellowhammer Brewing has been crafting fine beers for the state of Alabama for 12 years running. Their beers include a variety of classic styles, including their latest release, Yellowhammer Gold, a light, easy-drinking American lager. These guys are local and doing great things for their community. You can find their beers at grocery stores, restaurants, and craft beer shops throughout the state. Check them out at yellowhammerbrewing.com. Make your next pint of Yellowhammer and roll Tide.
Is going in motion left side. Bama will hand it off. They'll work towards the goal line. McClellan keeps the legs turning into the end zone for a touchdown. The 2-yard touchdown run, and with 9:57 to go in the third, Alabama now leading it 41-14.
Our conversation with Jase McClellan tonight is presented by CB&S Bank. Bank anywhere at any time with CB&S Bank's digital solutions. Managing your finances has never been so easy. Roger Hoover joined once again by Crimson Tide running back Jase McClellan. And those highlights we've heard coming out of the last couple of breaks were both from the Iron Bowl. How special has it been for you to suit up for Alabama and play against Auburn?
You know, it's something that we talked about, like, as our coach, you know, that's the game everybody watches. Everybody talk about, you know, that's the memory game. No matter how the season that plays, that's the game everybody remembers, you know. And it was just special for me to be able to play in it and score.
Yeah, you certainly did well. And looking back at your journey to Alabama, we were talking, you grew up in Fort Worth, Texas. Were you watching the Crimson Tide a lot when you were younger?
Mostly I was watching, like, local teams like TCU, Texas. But as I got older and I started watching Alabama, you know, those guys there, hearing them, I started watching.
Started having a great high school career. What put the Crimson Tide on your recruiting radar?
You know, it's late in my recruiting. They came in, they was telling me how they wanted me. They was talking to those guys that were here, like Najee, and they talking about how I fit in. And then I came on a visit, and I seen the environment, the stadium, the facilities, and I seen like it was like I was back at home. So that's what I liked about it.
What'd you like about talking with Najee Harris? What was his message about why Alabama is the right spot?
You know, he talked to me about those guys going to develop me, make sure I'm becoming the best player I can be. You know, I was set on.
And how much of it, too, is just the practice you guys get to have against a really good defense day in and day out, and making you a better football player?
Yeah, that's that, too. You know, going against the best defense every day, you know, those guys are going to get you better. You know, it's game-type reps. So when you get to the game on Saturday, everything's easy.
From one of your Crimson Tide teammates, who's delivered the hardest hit on you?
The hardest hit? I would have to say, last spring, me and Brian Branch, we had like the hardest hit. Like, well, both of us just fell out.
A lot of room to run, open field.
Yeah, a lot of real open field. It was one of the spring practice.
Very good. So it shows spring practice tough this time of the year. And for you, you were able to get on the field a little bit in 2020. Had that long run, first of all, against Arkansas. How special was that touchdown for you?
It was good. You know, my family was there. You know, they was watching. And then right before that, we had got an interception. I remember telling Brian Robinson that if I got in, I'm going to score. And then right after that, I got in, and that's what happened.
That was pretty special. And then for you in 2021, early in that season, Bryce takes over as a starting quarterback. You get in the rotation at running back, and it seemed like everything was clicking for you. What led to your good start that year?
You know, it was just talking to the coaches, you know, telling me be ready, you know, that I'm going to have a part on this team, you know, having a role. And when I had that chance, you know, I just wanted to capitalize on it and show my skill set and do what I could do.
Alabama was playing at such a high level, and then unfortunately you were injured in the Ole Miss game, had to rehab and work your way back, but you didn't have to do it alone. Roydale Williams was with you there every step of the way. Just what did it mean to you to have a teammate going through that same injury and the same rehab process?
You know, that's what me and Roydale, we had a strong bond because of that, you know, being in the same training room at the same time, working on the same thing. You know, that just made our bond stronger. You know, it was good for us.
So the last time we saw you against Ole Miss in 2021, you were wearing the number 21, but then we saw you the next year, you're wearing the number 2. Why did the number change from 21 to 2?
You know, it was something like single digit. You know, I like the 2. I like the 2 in 21, so I was just like, I might as well go to 2.
Was it your high school number?
You know, it was a number I had in Pee Wee.
Very good. Well, it certainly led to some good things. Wearing number 2, including a touchdown in the state of Texas against Texas Longhorns, an 81-yard run. You had a great hold, but it was really your speed that took over. What made that run special?
You know, it's just being back in like my home state. You know, having that impact on the game. You know, my family, all my family being there to see it. it was like a momentum swing for us in that game.
Some great long touchdown runs in your time with the Crimson Tide, but also you've been used well in the passing game. Do you like getting to be both a running back and then come out of the backfield and catch a lot of passes?
Yeah, it's something that specializes in my skill set, show that catch the ball out of the backfield, work in the open field, and make some yards out of it.
You got to play alongside him for the past 2 years. What makes Bryce Young so special?
I would say, like, his knowledge, his knowledge of the game, how he attacks the game. He thinks about things on a different level. He sees things that others might not see.
What makes him a great leader?
A leader, he's always there for us. He was always there for us, and just telling us, like, keep going. And he never got down. He always kept going forward and looking at the bright side of things.
Well, Bryce Young is certainly a great player for the Crimson Tide. You've got to be coached by one of the most legendary coaches in the history of college football, and Nick Saban. When you look back to your recruitment, how special was it to get to know him early in that recruitment? What's it been like to play for him?
When he came to recruit me, it was like a big shock moment, for everybody that was there. Like even my high school coach, when he came and sat down and talked to us, but getting to know him, hearing from him what he's going to do for me in recruitment. Not only recruitment, but for academics, it was great. And then coming here to play for him, it was very special, getting a good connection with him, like talking to him, and seeing not only him in a serious mode, like him playing on the side in the practice, it's been fun.
Yeah, it seems like he has a lot of fun with you guys during stretch. Good jokes at that time?
Yeah, that's when he gives little jokes in. Yeah, that's funny, yeah. That's when he, but during practice, he's mostly locked in, but it's all right.
Absolutely. Well, for you this season, gearing up for what is going to be another year playing for the Crimson Tide, do you feel like you're more of a leader on this team?
Yeah, I'm one of the older guys on the team, guys on offense. I'm one of the people that's with the most experience, so yeah, I'm taking a leadership role.
Well, that's exciting to see. And for the fans that may be coming to A-Day on April 22nd, what should they look forward to from this Crimson Tide offense?
Something like getting back to the basics, running the ball, being physical up front. Being balanced, passing the ball.
Well, we can't wait to see you play. Jase McClellan, thank you so much for joining us tonight here at Baumhower's for Hey Coach, and best of luck with the rest of spring practice and A-Day. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, thank you.
That's Jase McClellan, Crimson Tide running back. We thank him for his time with us tonight here on Hey Coach. Special thank you as well to Onward Reserve, the official apparel provider of the Crimson Tide Sports Network, for all the great gear this season. Visit onwardreserve.com for all of your golf and game day apparel. Live authentically with Onward Reserve. Hey Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance. For auto, home, and life insurance, call Alpha. Back to wrap up Hey Coach in a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Question: what will you find on all over-the-counter or OTC medicine packages to help you choose the right drug and use it safely? The answer: the drug facts label. This label lists the medicine's active ingredients and purpose, how much to take, and warnings you should know before using it. Remember, even OTC medicines you buy without a prescription can cause side effects you don't want. So follow the information listed on the drug facts label. For more information, visit fda.gov/drug facts label. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Some of the best sounds you'll ever hear are generic, safe, effective, even money-saving, just like FDA-approved generic drugs. Even if they don't come in the exact same color or shape as their brand name equivalents, they have the same key ingredients and go through a rigorous review process. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today and visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Generics are safe, effective, and can save you money. You'll like the sound of that.
Unused prescription opioid pain medicines can spell trouble. They can spell risk if taken by someone they weren't prescribed for, harm if accidentally taken by a child or pet, or overdose if they're not used as directed. Safely dispose of opioids before they can hurt your family. Find a drug take-back option such as medicine drop boxes. You may find these in your community at local pharmacies or police stations. Visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Trustmark is the bank that fits you to a
T.
You can bank right on your phone or
tablet
with the My Trustmark app. Our mortgage lenders will help you buy your dream
two-story tutor.
And Trustmark Tailored Wealth offers
tried and true
advice that makes
transforming
your future a piece of
toast.
Nice. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
At My Eye Doctor, we would never think of getting between you and your screen, except with blue light lenses. Eye strain can happen by spending hours and hours with devices, texting, gaming, binging. Our lens solutions can help minimize the stress and strain of harmful blue light. We welcome all insurances. Eye care and eyewear are better together at My Eye Doctor, Doctors of Optometry. Schedule an appointment today at myeydr.com.
Well, folks, this is going to be a good one as our drivers get ready to drive a new Toyota from the 2023 lineup. And they're off!
The Ready, Set, Go event now through April 4th. Toyota, let's go places. Lease a new 2023 Toyota RAV4 LE for $309 a month for 36 months. Toyota, let's go places. Offer valid through April 4th, 2023. Well qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. 3608 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
What's on tap next for Bama is presented by Bud Light. Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Alabama Athletics. Roll Tide with Bud Light. Well, we have a lot of baseball, a lot of softball coming up, starting with the Alabama baseball team. Home tomorrow against Troy, and the first pitch will be at 6 p.m. for the Crimson Tide against the Troy Trojans. And then this weekend, both Alabama baseball and softball will be at home here in Tuscaloosa, and both are playing series from Thursday through Sunday. The baseball team will be hosting Mississippi State. Games on Thursday and Friday at 6 p.m. and then 5 p.m. on Saturday. And then the softball team will also be at home Thursday through Sunday. Games at 6 p.m. on both, again, Thursday and Friday, then 1:30 p.m. for the finale coming up on Saturday as Alabama baseball and softball playing before the Easter holiday. So we look forward to having a lot of Crimson Tide fans support Brad Bohannon's baseball team, Patrick Murphy's softball team coming up this week here on campus at Alabama. If you missed any portion of tonight's show, you can always catch it on demand on our Alabama Insider podcast. Download and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget as well, later in the week, we'll have another episode of Tide TV This Week, as well as Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR at 2 p.m. on Thursday. That does it for tonight's Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Good night from Baumhower's Victory Grille. For Tom Sipe and Ethan Carabin here at Baumhower's, plus Jerry Kelly back at our Learfield studios, along with women's golf head coach Mick Potter and football running back Jase McClellan, I'm Roger Hoover saying thank you for listening, good night, and roll Tide.